Hi, good evening. How are you doing? Very welcome to my channel. This is my first tarot video, so please be patient with me. I'm Bianca Bruni, and today I'm gonna make a general reading for the collective. I remind you that this is a collective reading, so it might not resonate with you all. So I suggest you to take whatever it resonates with you and leave the rest for whoever might need to hear this specific message. So today I would like to start clearing the energy for you all and make a quick prayer in order to establish the best environment and the best energetic field for this reading. So let's clear the card. I think that's pretty all to start. I will do a quick prayer. This is an exorcism in order to establish an environment of safetyness from any form of interferences, especially demonic interferences. I'm Catholic, so I hope this is not offending anyone. So let's start. Ego exorcizo vos, omnes spiritus impuri, satanica potestas incursio adversari, omnes legio diabolica, exorcizo vos, per Deus verum, Deus vivum, Deus sanctum, e Iesu Christi filii eius, qui vivet regnat in saeculorum saecula. Amen. Fiat voluntas tua, Domine, sicut in cielo et sic in terre, da nobis pane super substantialem. Fiat voluntas tua, Pater. Fiat, fiat. Amen. This exorcism actually was in Latin, so I found this Latin is pretty helpful, especially if you're dealing with any sort of evil interferences, evil forces, or whatever sort of demonic opposition. So you might need to take this tip for you. It's especially working. I use this all the time. So let's go into start. Okay, first of all, I'm gonna do a reading with my tarot deck card. I'm going to use my personal method. Of course, tarot is quite a free art, so I developed this method, and on my experiences, especially working, and it can give some specific insight that take the performance of tarot to, on my point of view, the next level. So let's see what is coming out for you today. So Holy Spirit, Holy God, in the name of Jesus, please give us the messages that the collective needs to hear. Whatever comes out, that it might be the truth and only the truth. We sever all form of demonic interference from this space. So let's see what is coming out for us today. So I will do a pyramid spread my way. Now you're going to see. I'm not sure you'll be able to see the full spread on the monitor, but let's see how it goes. So what do we need to know? Okay. That is a pretty good start. I was fearing, honestly, to begin with some awful cards, but that is not the case. So we got here. We definitely had 3 cards. So we at the head of the spread we have the 9 of Cups. So it talks about wish fulfillment, any sort of desire. It might even be, on my experience, It can even refer to some sort of social gathering, of social a sort of, banquets or of some sort, like I usually see here some sort of ceremony, a party, sometimes even restaurants on some sort of celebration, but let's see how it goes. So we start with the Nine of Cups that I put here at the beginning. Then we go with the Four of Swords. That in this with this specific combination, it talks to me about a recovery. It might be a recovery of energy. After especially might be a very heavy moment. The collective might experience in this specific moment a sort of rest. We are going towards holidays. In Italy we celebrate them on August, so we're almost there. Of course, for Americans normally it's July, if not June. I don't want to be wrong. At least we have the King of Cups. So with the King of Cups, a strong water energy, so especially this strong Pisces, Cancer and Scorpio energy. But to me, the King of Cups, especially on a general reading, might refer to a kind of divine masculine that might finally find the strength to actually recover energy and to pursue maybe what is it that he truly desires. The King of Cups usually is someone that is in touch with his emotion. It might not show his emotion strongly outwards, but the King of Cups is usually in tune with what he desires and is ready to pursue it with confidence, with decision, with drive. So this specific combination, beginning with the Nine of Cups, I see an energetic recovery. The divine masculine might be find now the courage to come out of the shell and finally be able to communicate his feeling. And in fact, on the bottom of the deck, we have the Page of Wands, that normally is good news. The Wands always speaks about communications, messages, emails or whatever, but it speaks about showing some sort of communication, news, good news incoming. And it might be quite unexpected with the Wands energy here. So what I do now is literally putting on the desk all the cards that I have underneath the deck. So we got the Page of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, that is going to stay in the center of this spread that I normally take as the starting energy. So what already happened, what lays underneath, what is going to be the main spread, the pyramid. So here in the center we have another page energy. The Page of Pentacles normally refers to a sort of invitation. So this might be really I'm quite happy, not only for the collective, but even about myself personally, if that would be the case, because I strongly sense that the divine masculine is finally ready to take action and to show up his true emotion. So definitely the Page of Pentacles refers to me to a sort of invitation, might be asking for a night out, or a dinner out, or any sort of having a drink out. This is the masculine that is actually taking taking action and initiating something. So then we have the Queen of Wands energy. That is really right beneath the King of Cups. So this gives me the vibe of a couple, of the Queen of Wands energy is a feminine that is strong in a fire energy. So a very strong here Aries, Leo and Sag energy. The Queen of Wands is driven by her passion. So it's a very strong feminine energy, very passionate, very oh my god. Okay, sorry, I'm back. I'm having some technical issue. It's my first time, so I need to keep some experience with the tools I just bought, so please be patient for this first video. What I was saying is that the Queen of Wands energy is an energy really driven. It's a feminine that is pursuing her passion, and so this is quite the energy of a power couple. But we are going to see later with the specific meaning coming out of this reading. So I definitely see two positive energy coming together, a masculine that is finally ready to take action, and this is very important. Then what I'm going to do, then later we would have the Ten of Cups energy. So really it's quite like some serious stuff coming up, like family, the will to put together a family or of some sort, like to make some serious decision here. So this is the vibe, and it's a very good energy actually. At the moment we only have beautiful cards, and I'm pretty glad considering that it's not usually this way. So now I'm gonna split the deck. And I'm going to take these cards in the middle. So in this case, we don't have really this beautiful energy because we have the Five of Wands. So some sort of conflict surrounding these couples, or maybe the coming together of this couple. There might be some sort of interference to overcome in order to make this Ten of Cups finally possible. So then we have the Seven of Swords energy. That to me as a reader always, especially in these past few months and on my personal experience as well, it talks to me about someone that is really putting himself in the middle of a love story, some awful energy. Might be a third party, but this might be more what I feel like a collective project to truly separate the divine couple from being together. And this is not really the oh, what the fuck. Sorry again. They told me this as it was impossible to, but okay, I'm here. So what I was saying, the vibe that is giving me with this final line here in the starting energy of this reading is that there might be some obstacle to overcome, like some sort of opposition of some energy, some forces that are opposing this divine couple from coming together. So there might be the intention, this might be a third party, a karmic energy, but this gives me more with the Five of Wands energy, especially in this deck that is the After Tarot deck. It gives me more the energy of some sort of collective kind of project to separate the lovers. So, and this is a tendency nowadays, especially right now that we find ourselves in the last days, allow me to say that, and I hope you are going to agree with me on this point. So the fight against love, real love, and a strong bond that might change the energetic field of this of these words. So the more divine couples are finally coming together and reaching a way back together, the more the energetic field of the earth is going to increase. So what I see here is literally an obsession of some sort of group, of organization that might be taking all sorts of efforts in order to oppose this divine couple from finally be able to come together. And this resonates a lot with my story on the side, and I think with many other out there that might be looking for guidance as I do every single day on this topic. So, and the final card we have here is the Page of Cups. So 3 pages on the deck, and I'm going to check later the specific meaning of having 3 pages, 2 really close, one after the other, and one in closing this first stage of the reading. So a lot of news, a lot of messages incoming, rapid communication. So be mindful of the kind of messages you are going to receive. We only have a good kind of energies in these messages, so I don't feel like I don't have the feeling really about any sort of kind of say temptation. So, but it could be amongst these 3 energies that this might even come from someone that purposely is willing to create an interference or a sort of temptation in order to prevent the destined message, the real message that must reach you, preventing it from being accepted. So this positive invitation, this romantic invitation, this expression of feelings, this might even be the need to apologize somehow if we are referring to a couple that might add in history together. So I don't really have here the indication of past love, but for many of us, especially, I don't really believe in the twin flame connection, but especially for the destined lovers, it's not uncommon that there might have been a before and then a stop in the connection, and then a supposed after that we all wish for. So, and then after, at the bottom of the deck, we have again the 5 of Swords. So a lot of some kind of sneaky energy surrounding this positive encounter that I truly see here in the card, or at least I see the intention to do so. So be mindful, in this case collective, to any possible stranger popping up in your DM, asking you for a strange, appointment, a night out. Be very mindful whom you open your doors to, especially nowadays that energy vampires are desperate right now to really drain energy from divine masculine and divine feminine, and are desperate at the very moment to keep the energetic field of the planet the lowest possible. They are losing a lot of energy right now. It's a worldwide phenomenon. So be very mindful to not fall in the trap of the devil in this case. Okay? So what we are gonna do now, I'm going to adjust this, and we have at the bottom of the deck the Justice card. So whatever happened before, or whatever might have happened to you, it gives some sort of vibe of final justice, of positive resolution, of finally receiving what was deserved. And it gives the vibes of karmic payout for the ones that betrayed you, for the ones that made you wrong, especially separating the lovers. So if you are fighting any sort of karmic energy, third-party interference, this might be the moment in which you are gonna finally to see some good karma coming their way, or bad karma, let's see. So now what I'm going to do from the bottom of here, oh my god, I'm going to prepare the pyramid here. So we're starting at the top of the pyramid with the Two of Swords. Not the best energy for our pyramid in this case. So let me remove a bit my cards here. The space was too small for what I need. So let me make some space for the pyramid. Great. So first energy at the top of the pyramid, we have the Two of Swords, followed by the Queen of Swords. This gives me, in this combination, of course, the Queen of Swords is not always a bad energy, but as a reader, I always read, especially with this energy to begin with this beautiful Queen of Swords energy, and topping the King of Cups, and then the Two of Swords, like opposition, like conflict, like competition of some sort, maybe for this masculine. So really strong vibe of a karmic energy interference in here. So these Two of Swords, then we have the Queen of Swords. So very strong karmic energy. This might be even on my experience as a reader. Anytime I couple, you're going to see later my method, it always speaks to me about some sort of divorce and separation. So this might be the case that finally the Divine Masculine is letting this sort of third-party interference go, hopefully. So let's see what we have next. The Word. Yeah, as I was saying, a new cycle is definitely beginning. So there might be some residue of conflict, of competition, or some final residue of separation amongst the lovers. But what I see here is that this cycle, this karmic cycle, is finally coming to an end, hopefully. Glory be to God. Let's pray all together. So these bitches must be put to their place. Honey, we all wish that. So there is, this is the first major arcana we actually have in the world spread. This is very, it's very meaningful, because the word, of course, it speaks about a completion. It's the last of the major arcana. So this talks to me about really the final closing of a very bad cycle, of a very karmic cycle, especially with the justice underneath. Whoever did you wrong, whoever did the lovers wrong, is going to pay the receipt. So very interesting energy. Of course, this might feel still in my feel yet a bit strong, a bit overwhelming. Okay, this is going to be the last time I finally changed the tool for something more traditional, and I'm sure this is gonna work till the end of the video. Sorry for all these interruptions. It's going to get better with the next videos, of course. And so let's go back from where we have been. So I was saying that a huge karmic cycle is finally coming to an end with the Word card. So there might be still a residue of conflict, some residue of stagnation, maybe even in the energy, because apparently, and I got you guys, apparently it might look that nothing is moving. It might seem that nothing is truly evolving for us, divine masculine and divine feminine. And I got you with frustration. Is something I experienced myself. But I strongly sense personally, and I'm glad to read this in the collective energy, I strongly believe that all of this is finally coming to an end. So buckle up and let's hope that the gods are praising us and are wishing the best, allowing for us the best to happen. So love always wins in the end. So this is true. Maybe this lighting is even better, I notice. So going on, we are so beautiful. This is cute. We have the Two of Cups. We have the Two of Cups. This is what I consider the present energies. So this might be the energies you're experiencing right now. I see here a very strong bond, a very strong connection. But with the Two of Swords crowning this pyramid, the vibe that is given to me is that this couple yet wasn't be able to come together. This couple was still facing some sort of opposition, some sort of conflict, some sort of interference, especially with this Queen of Swords energy, some sort of third party putting in the middle of this situation. But what I believe here is that with the word, something is truly changing for the better here. Then we have, oh my God, the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords in the center of the reading. An ending must take place in order for something new to overcome. So, oh, and then we have the Three of Swords. Sorry, this is so heartbreaking for me. Yeah, I pick up different scenarios here, but what I sense, especially with this energy in the preview, is that this strong bond face a lot of conflict, a lot of opposition, a lot of heartbreak here. Like, literally, the word for this two was upside down. I see a lot of pain, a lot of difficulties to overcome. It might have been a long journey, this one, to face. It might have been a longer struggle, longer time of loneliness, I see here. A strong battlefield to overcome, and this might be from a side overwhelming, if not drowning from a side. But the good point of this is that there is no love without fighting. There is no real love, not in this world. All the couples that are being allowed to stay together for real without fighting, honestly, are not the ones that the devil fears. And that not because I want to say that average love is not love, but we are not talking about this kind of love. We are talking on another level of love in this reading. At least is what I'm picking up now, sensing the energy. So with these Two of Cups, Ten of Swords in the middle of the pyramid, and the Three of Swords, I sense really a lot of pain, a lot of struggle for these lovers. Possibly a long time coming, okay? But the feelings here, the love never faded away. The real love, it cannot die. What should die instead is the fake love. It would have a sort of karmic, third party, any sort of family conflict that might be put in the middle of this reunion, okay? And I see that with Ten of Swords and the word, a huge cycle is coming to an end. 10-10. So a huge cycle is finally completing itself. And I strongly believe that after some sort of effort, because effort is needed in this case, this is not going to be a smooth come together, not for what I see. But all this waiting, all these struggles, definitely forged some quite fighters, both the feminine and the masculine energy. So this forged some kind of knight and warrior energy, okay, here. So buckle up, divine masculine and divine feminine, because this is coming to an end, and in the best way possible. But now we're going to see now the past energies. We have here the two of Pentacles. So yeah, I definitely see with two of Swords at the top, and two of Pentacles showing up. Definitely there was some sort of competition, some sort of indecisiveness. I'm sorry, I cannot, but I hope you understood. So some sort of choice to make that since now wasn't in the favor of the real love. So I sense that there was possibly some sort of third-party interference, of karmic indecisive energy here. We're going to check it later on who is who, but whoever it was, the feminine or the masculine, to be kind of juggling among two different energies. It doesn't matter, but what it matters is that I see here, and I repeat what I was sensing with the Five of Wands and Seven of Swords energy, with the Three of Pentacles showing up in this specific position. I see here some sort of group effort. It gave some secret society vibes, all of this. Some kind of group that purposely was willing to create some mess in the reunion of this divine couple. Then we have, the four page in this reading, the Page of Swords. Yeah, definitely some spying energy, someone that is truly doing the best of their efforts in order to separate the lover here. So a lot of spying energy, a lot of deceiving energies here, doing the best to create conflict, doing the best to kind of ruin any opportunity or any encounter, any opportunity to reunite, any opportunity to actually find a resolution if there was any fight, if there was any conflict in here. And then we close here with the Six of Wands energy. So Six of Wands energy. Yeah, whoever definitely was so busy trying to separate this divine couple, actually in the past was winning into this. Actually, they did their job well, because what I see is that all their efforts have actually paid in the past. But what I sense is that we are very close to the final resolution of this mess. And I finally sense with the King of Cups showing up at the beginning of the reading, that finally the divine masculine is gaining clarity, is rebalancing his energy with the Four of Swords. So it's gaining back his strength. Is finally able to put together his will, his drive, to pursue and to make the right choice. Okay? So whoever succeeded till now to separate the lover, whoever put all these efforts in order to keep the lovers separated, I promise you this is not gonna work afterwards. This is gonna change in this new upcoming cycle. Buckle up. In God's will, buckle up, it's gonna change, okay? So I'm very happy. Let's see in the outcomes. I'm going to spread 3 more cards for the outcome of this reading, and then I'm going to explain you how it's gonna work with the specific message that are coming out of this combination of cards. So final cards, eight of swords. Some sort of blockage that is more mental than otherwise, but yet we have the Knight of Swords. Whatever mental prison the masculine was facing till now, whatever form of blockage created from this group, might be a group of friends, a malevolent group of friends, it might be family conditioning, might be, in the worst scenario, unfortunately, the presence of a secret society of some sort of contract, karmic contract. So whatever blockage might persist, okay, this divine masculine is literally willing right now, is literally finding the strength to overcome this prison, and to finally come out with strength. The King of Swords, yeah, it's a very violent, and it can be rude, violent energy, aggressive energy, but sometimes some rudeness is needed, if it is to finally overcome important obstacles. So, and I truly feel that this is the case with the collective, okay? And then we close up with the King of Pentacles energy. So yeah, another masculine energy, very balanced, very stable, even on material level in this case. So there is what I perceive from the side of the divine masculine here is a lot of grounding energy. So this masculine is finally recovery from some sort of trauma bond, some sort of season of heavy test that might be the most spiritual test in this case. So the divine masculine is ready to fight, and it's ready even to close what's needed to be closed, because the same specific meaning we're going to do right now immediately, they can be done even with this card crowning, so that is the center of the reading. So what I sense is that with the Two of Swords and the Ten of Swords, the vibe is that something must be shut down, must be permanently closed, with no exception, no more jiggling, no more juggling, no more indecisiveness, no more doubts. Something must be shut down, and then from the other side, something must be fought off. Something must be conquered, because love is not given for free, not on this realm. So we must fight for love, all of us. So very interesting reading we have. Yeah, justice. So it's justice energy. So whoever needs to pay, whoever did wrong, is going to pay now. We are closing, we are on the verge to close a very important karmic cycle here. So let's do now the specific messages. I'm going to show you these on the screen, all the messages, so you can read with me all the pairing of meanings. So what I do basically, this is my personal method, so I think it's the most interesting part of my way of reading tarot. And on my personal experience, some of them might be very specific, and sometimes these might not resonate with all of you. Of course, take what resonate of this part of the reading and leave the rest behind. But on my personal experience, the most the general meaning from the messages that are coming out from the combination of cards, the general meaning is always true. So especially when a specific message is repeating in itself two or more times, twice or more times inside the same spread. So what I'm basically going to do now is to take the first card of the preview. So in this case, the Nine of Cups, and I'm going to couple it with all the rest of the cards in this preview side, and then I'm going to take the other card at the top of the pyramid and pair them, and pair this one with all the other cards in the pyramid to see which kind of specific message we are receiving out of this reading. Okay, so now I'm going to recollect all the meanings. I'm going to write them down so I will be able to read them with you, and you are going to be able to have it on the screen. So so you can read this with me and interpret it with me. Okay, see you in a second. So welcome back. I finally was able to put together all the specific meaning out of this spread. So as you're new onto this method, you are going to understand very quickly how it works. I repeat myself that all these specific meaning are going to add more insight of interpretation and are going eventually to give more details that might not resonate with all of you, of course, because these messages are very specific. But on my personal experience, at least, the repeated messages out of one single reading, normally they might be true for the majority of you all. So take what resonates here and leave the rest behind. And for and even my own personal interpretation out of these messages might not be righteous for all of you. So take it really on, keep an open mind while interpreting all of this. So right now, let me adjust just a bit because it's not perfectly, okay, this is perfect. So you are going to see now on the screen all the messages of the first group of specific meaning that is going to be the preview of this reading. So to understand what was crowning from the Nine of Cups here in this specific group. So we're going to pair the Nine of Cups with all the other cards falling out in this spread. So let's have it started. So the first message with the Four of Swords was laziness, followed by full agreement, that is the meaning with the King of Cups. Then we have the Page of Wands with enjoyments of learning and happy news. Then we have great financial news with the Page of Pentacles, creative delight with the Queen of Wands, complacency and abuse with the Five of Wands energy, false well-being with the Seven of Swords, and a joyful offer to finish this first group with the Page of Cups. So let's have now some interpretation out of this. So what I see here a bit is resonating with what I was keeping up intuitively in the first part of this reading. So what I get out of these specific messages is exactly what I was telling before. So there is a sort of awakening of the divine masculine here, coming out from a stagnation moment, from a moment of apathy. Here it says laziness. So a moment of being completely unable to take action towards this divine feminine that here we have in the energy of the Queen of Wands. So there is literally a progress in the energy of this King of Cups that is coming out of this stagnation moment, of this laziness, of this incapacity to literally overcome basic problems. Both might be financial problems, both might be taking the initiative to approach emotionally the queen, the divine feminine, in the right way, and maybe even a spiritual problem due even to might be possible here with this combination, especially the Five of Wands and the Seven of Swords, might even be some sort of spiritual warfare here. So what I get out of here is that the divine masculine is literally awakening and coming out of this numbness, finding again the enjoyment of learning. And this, of course, will come along happy news with this Page of Wands energy, great financial news. So overcoming all sorts of blockages and ending up at the end with the Page of Cup energy with a joyful offer, being able to finally approach the divine feminine. But what is I found more interesting here in this side of the reading is the message that is coming out of the energy of the Queen of Wands, that it says here that the energy of this queen is an energy of creative delight. So this divine feminine is holding the creative power into herself. So this creative power is the sacred energy that we unfortunately known in the spiritual field. And if you're not an expertise on this, I'm going to explain you very quickly how this works. So unfortunately, the creative power, especially of the divine feminine, might be exploited wrongfully, and sometimes even throughout abuse and throughout some sort of deception, or some sort of literally illegal method, like using, for example, energy harvesting methods through black magic rituals, by secret society that operates, draining this sacred energy, this creativeness, in order to manifest their own abundance in a very dark and very unpleasant and even very dramatic way. So the victims of this sort of abuse, of this sort of manipulation, and sometimes are chosen since childhood, unfortunately, and they've been trained since they are literally a child. This is very unfortunate. So what I see here is a divine feminine energy, very creative, very rich, able to manifest abundance, and very nurturing energy that might be taken as a target from this group of heavy people. So I strongly sense from these hidden messages here that this complacency, abuse, false well-being, these groups of individuals, these dark covenant, secret society, masonry, or whatever satanic groups sometimes, they might have found a way to involve this divine masculine here, this King of Cups energy, into this abuse towards the divine feminine. So despite, of course, this message is very specific, and thank God not all of you are going to resonate with this scenario, and thank God. But unfortunately, for even my own personal experience, this is absolutely true, and you cannot imagine how much common this is. So what is needed in order to stop this kind of harvesting, this abuse that is both mental, physical, and energetic abuse through spiritual warfare is, of course, the awakening, first of all, of the divine feminine. But from what I sensed, the divine feminine already awakened since quite a while. So this year, what I personally experienced this year, the beginning of this year, was crowned by the awakening of the divine feminine, that finally got aware of this form of energetic draining, of energetic harvesting, of this kind of persecution. So in the moment of the awakening of the divine feminine, so the divine feminine found somehow a way to protect herself, to step back from this energetically, from this energetic warfare, from this spiritual warfare. So finding God sometimes, or coming across different methods of energetic protection. And if you need some sort of guidance onto this, I might make a video about this, how I've personally found a way out of this, my way, so how I personally overcame this. So what I sense is that this divine feminine was targeted from this group, these spiritual dark groups that were draining their energy in order to manifest their own abundance, to manifest their own success and creativity out of the divine feminine. So I truly believe that the divine masculine was somehow involved into this, or deceived into actively pursuing this sort of abuse to the divine feminine. So it gives some sort of narcissistic energy, narcissistic energy, vampiric kind of scenario. So we are literally right now staring at the awakening of the divine masculine, or therefore the fall and the final fall of the divine masculine, if the divine masculine is not able to get out of this darkness, of this pit of destruction. So, and you will see this is going to be confirmed even in the second side of the reading, where we are going to get more insight about this specific eventuality. So let's move to the pyramid here. So now we are going to see all the combinations with the Two of Swords energy. So we are going to pair the Two of Swords with all the other cards here. So now you're going to see in the monitor all the meanings. So we have the Two of Swords and the Queen of Swords. Divorce is the meaning here. Then we have the World card with peace, negotiations, and truth. Then we have the Two of Cups energy with disagreements in a relationship. Then we have the Ten of Swords energy, the final break, followed by the Three of Swords energy, a break in a relationship. As you can see, we literally have divorce and breakup 3 times. So this is the main message out of this pyramid spread. So let's go on. We have financial inconsistency with the Two of coins energy. The Three of Coin, an uncoordinated order dispute with a client. So we see here some sort of financial issues and business problem. So then we have Showdown with the Page of Swords. So it's a moment of final resolution or break or the disruption. We are truly seeing here the last drops of this battlefield. So follow from the Six of Wands with fear, uncertainty, the wrong path. Someone, the Divine Masculine, was definitely on the wrong path. So in the possible outcome that I suggest always to take as it resonates, because I always repeat myself, tarot cards reads the energy surrounding a certain situation. I don't truly believe in the real capability of tarot to read the future, especially with this energy where we don't have really a major arcana. We might read a possible outcome here, but take it always as it resonates, and always mistrust anyone that is pretending to give you a sure outcome out of a situation. Of course, tarot can read some main events like marriage, newborn, or breakups that might be set in stone in our fate, in our destiny, and that might not be changed, but everything in this world can be changed. So take it how it resonates, all of this. So let's go on. We have the Eight of Swords, to be in captivity of confrontation. Then we have the Knight of Swords with a scandal. And final card, a controversial financial strategy with the King of Pentacles energy. And the final card, I didn't put this in this, is with the Justice card at the bottom of the deck, fence off from reasonable arguments. So someone is definitely refusing to accept some sort of outcome, some sort of not favorable outcome out of a situation. And I don't see here the same energy of the King of Cups at the beginning of the reading. With this King of Pentacles, and at the bottom of the deck we even have this energy of the King of Wands. I read some more materialistic kind of oriented energy that is more resonating with this sort of groups and mentality of someone that will do whatever it takes in order to reach their material gains. So what I sense out of these specific meanings of these specific pyramids today. So what I sense here is that definitely there is a conflict taking place, that both can be a conflict between the divine masculine and the rest of this group, and especially we strongly have this karmic energy with the Queen of Swords and all of these accent towards divorce. So divorce and the end of the relationship is a message repeated 3 times in this spread. So this is the main meaning. So something must end it in order for the divine union to progress. So I see here a possible lecture here is that a sort of karmic relationship is taking a final completion. So the divine masculine is awakening, is realizing or must realize, despite he might not be able yet to act out of this realization, is starting to realize that it was the wrong path. He was laying down the wrong path, and that this road is not able to allow the divine masculine to reach any form of results. So the awakening of the divine masculine is generating a lot of conflict in the energies, because of course there might be all this karmic energy willing to bring the divine masculine back in order to bring down towards the old pathways, the old manners, this divine masculine that must be a center tool for all this group in order to gain and to succeed in this energy harvesting, because without the energy of the divine masculine actually fueling this spiritual warfare, these groups are not able to drain anything from the divine feminine. In spirituality, an energy must be paired from another energy. There is no way that an energy such as a divine feminine can be affected by this kind of low vibrational energy. So a divine masculine, the cooperation from a divine masculine is needed. If not, there is no success in this energy harvesting procedure. So what I sense here from the side is that the divine masculine is awakening to the need to split over with this karmic energy, with this dark organization, with this secret society kind of vibes. And if this is not the case, the other interpretation is that instead the divine feminine is finally acknowledging the need. And we are talking in this case for our already married couple. There might be the final decision from this Queen of Swords to finally split from this wicked masculine, from this degenerated masculine, with a divorce that will finally bring peace, okay, to the picture. Okay, so take it how it resonates, because of course this is a general reading. We cannot be able to explain all the possible eventuality in here, so try to adapt all these messages to your specific situation in order to find a balance and a possible guidance out of this. So what I see here is that with the word that is the only major arcana in all this reading, this is significant. This is very significant. So with the word, and specifically the word is peace, negotiation and truth, I see the closing of a very big, long karmic cycle, very painful, very long, very painful, very draining. that is finally coming to an end, in order for a new positive relationship to finally be able to start. I don't really see at the very moment this is with the word, this is surely happening. So for my divine couples out there that are living out of separation, believe me, this is finally happening, and God is going to give you all your divine counterpart that is going to be able finally to bring you peace and fulfillment, and to give you finally the balance you deserve, wish fulfillment. Okay, so don't give up your hope. You might find yourself right now in the midst of conflict, because it's well said with the Eight of Swords, we are right now in captivity of confrontation, the light and the darkness opposing each other. So the need to finally make a final decision, a bold final decision, that I truly see here with this King of Swords energy. This King of Swords will be finally able to make this bold decision and to bring out this candle, because out of this situation I see that there is no way, there is no middle term. So this must be closed in a very powerful and bold way. So the divine masculine must leave behind the fears linked to judgment, to public criticism, of course, and if it's the case that this divine masculine was part of the sort of organization, secret society, or a group, this divine masculine must go up past the limiting beliefs linked to the needs of being accepted, and must leave behind these fake friends, these not positive influences that are holding this masculine back. So we are in the midst definitely of the final showdown. Okay, we are at the end of this long, very draining, very painful cycle of separation, and I sense that what we're going to see in the upcoming month is the final reunion of the divine counterparts that are destined to create a new earth right now, to cooperate together, to bring love and peace and harmony to this planet. So buckle up, guys. I'm sure that this is going to happen. This is the end of this first part of the reading. I will close here this first video in order to be able to upload this in a reasonable timeline, and I'm going to see you in the second part of this reading, that is going to be with the oracle card. I selected 3 different oracle cards in order to find more insight and more information, to add more information to this picture. So I wait for you there. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I truly ask you to follow me if you want to see more videos in the future. I plan to upload 2 videos each 2 to 3 days. So let's see how it goes. Of course, I need to take a bit of organization into this in my schedule, but this is the goal. I wait for you on the other side with the next with the second part of the video. Please like, share and subscribe. Love you so much.